Hi, I am Erik Huismans, and I would like to introduce you our project Plugin into your multidimensionality. Of course, then we have to explain you what multidimensionality is about and how you can plug in it. We all are a multidimensional being. We live in many more dimension than the third dimension. We live between the third and the ninth dimension. How would you see that? Science and or people understand they live in the third dimension. The third dimension is what we see around us. And you have to understand the third dimension is also entangled with linear time. Why? I explain. We are considering we live in a duality, in a dual world. Why is that? It's because in the dual world, in the third dimension, the coordinated system or the matrix is we can learn from sequential learning. I explain what we normally do is we learn first A, then B, then C, and that's how we go through kindergarten, and that's how we go through our curriculum, our life curriculum. We learn in a sequential way, in, if you want, even in an if then matrix, in order to have a learning or becoming learning. First, we need your focus to have on multidimensionality and away from the third dimension. So we need your intention and your focus on multidimensionality. And that is not that we are going to produce multidimensionality. You need to remember it. You need to remember, to know who you are. And that is one of the big questions we have on Earth, knowing who you are. Another big question is, what are you doing here on Earth? What is my soul path? And entangled to that, you are a master in manifestation and you have to finish your master degree here on Earth and get to know your neighbor master manifestors, and that is the galactic and the cosmic world. This we don't do with producing some stuff about what the multidimensionality is and how to get there. No, we are not going in the future, we are going in the past. You should remember that you are a multidimensional being. That is the same as to say, get to know who you are, get to know why you are here on earth, get to know your soul path away from the ego mind. Understand you are a master in manifestation and your neighbor on earth and the ETs are the same. So, how do we connect with our multidimensionality? In theory, there are hundreds, maybe thousands ways to do that, but the ones we are most familiar with is the binaural, what we call the binaural beat ones or the hemisync. If you want to do this, that's up to you because that is pure private and you can use them for free. We will give you the links or the CDs where to buy them on your own. Other is also meditation, but there maybe you are meditating already and you want to go deeper, but meditation is another one. But we have our own spiritual, energetic, transforming emotional training. And we have our one-on-one consult where a person can help you how to connect with that guide or your higher self or something like that. And if you want to, and if you are able, you just go to the coordinate 748 and you will be there. Don't mind where 748 is, I can explain you, but your mind will not understand this. Just go there beyond your mind and you're there free of charge. Many people have many questions about multidimensionality, what it is, how it works, what is it different with 3D, and I can throw about 1,000 pages on you. But of course, that is up to you with whether you want to do that. And again, that might be very interesting because we are lacking information about what life is about, because life is not 3D, life is multidimensional. So that is about the knowledge we can throw at. What we have is, for instance, ascension in 33 steps, where we go and we assist the mind to step away from the third dimension and to step into the multidimensionality, which is already a big deal because you will need your gray cells very much. Also, the third dimension is the dimension where your mind or your existence is not free. So you need to understand what free will is. Although you think you have free will, please think again. This kind of thing we can offer you. And a more interesting and more difficult stepping stone is to change from knowledge to knowing. Knowledge is using your mind, knowing is using symbolically your heart or your multidimensionality, meaning knowing means knowing the answer is always present. Whatever question you have at that moment in time, the answer to your question is available. Your guides are available to give you that knowing, to assist you in how the world functions without, beyond any problems. That is what the guides are for. This is what we're going to practice. We are going to practice channeling, of course, because that is how that works. Knowing. Knowing can also be that if you have a question or you have an issue, you just download the solution or the plan or whatever. And knowing is, of course, not knowledge, but knowing beyond the mind. A next very important topic about multidimensionality is being. As we said in duality, we are using knowledge. In the higher dimension, we are using knowing. Does that mean? And that might be difficult, and we are going not to explain that in detail because that is part of the training. 3D is becoming, is learning. So learning is always I have to be something or have something or to do something in the future. That is always figuratively tomorrow. And tomorrow is unknown, and that is giving us stress. That is why ascension is so important. Being, on the contrary, is always now. So becoming is full of effort and struggling. Being is spontaneous, is beyond the mind, is beyond the ego, is from the heart, from the higher self. Here we have to understand the difference between lower self and higher self. And the difference between the old ways and the new ways, or as we say it, from the old timeline to the new timeline. So, what are the possibilities here? The most important thing is that in 3D, in the old timeline, life rules you because everything is coordinated. Everyone has to coordinate his learning curve in entanglement with the other. So that's why we need a coordination. And what we call the matrix, as in the movie, is coordinating your life. So life is mostly unconscious. What we do here is making your life conscious. In the short version is you create your own life. But that is not possible in the third dimension. It is only possible in higher dimension. So this process we are in, whether we like it or not, we call this ascension. And one of those tools we are going to be using is channeling, clairvoyance, clear hearing, clear anyone, and you will be cooperating with guides, with ETs, with cosmic beings, and together you will be co-creating. All this we will assist you from a human perspective. But of course, that human assistant has to have the knowledge and the tools of a multi-dimensional being. Short, what does that mean? That means that the teachers who will be assisting you must be clairvoyant or clean knowing or whatever, and working not from their ego mind, but in service with their higher selves. So we are not about talking, we about doing, and we are about stepping into Christ consciousness. And a very specific thing is when a teacher guides you, it is not like, oh yeah, do this and this and this and this and this. You will be there. You have to feel it, sense it, and your teacher is literally and figuratively walking you through the system, and he will be there assisting you in multidimensionality. He is not talking from his mind and it's okay, yeah, now you're done, sign, deliver. No, he has to walk you through a higher dimension while he is also in that higher dimension. And of course, this is the biggest hurdle, although in the end, and explained after all the other explanations, you will be taught by guides. Your guide is guiding you. It's not that a human is guiding you. A human is a conduit guiding you. So in the end, the guides are guiding you. What does that mean? That means that you are, after the human initiation, you will be working with guides, with cosmic beings, and far more specific, those guides and cosmic beings are on the driver's seat. You are next to them, but you are not on the driver's seat. What also happens is you will be co-creating together with your higher self or higher beings instead of doing what you think you need to do from your ego mind. No, you will have become a multi-dimensional being with a multi-dimensional thought system, a higher knowing, which is almost the same as talking about Christ consciousness. And you will be experience being instead of doing what we did most of our life so far. Last but not least, just a tiny directional hint and push, because when you are a multi-dimensional being, you become a immortal being. That is not said you are physical immortal, but immortality has more to do that I know my previous lives. I know my next lives. I know why people are here with me because we are in the same soul cluster or on the same soul path. So everything becomes a multi-dimensional perspective, and that is more correct if and when we are talking about multi-dimensionality and immortality. You know you have several lives, and you know you are in a sequence or a wheel of reincarnation. And if you've done your best, that is not up to us. You can step outside the wheel of incarnation and you become, as you are, a multi dimensional being.